Perfect. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope everyone has settled down, found their seats, and helped themselves to the food at the back. So my name is Nicholas Amaya. I'll be helping to MC and keep the flow of things as we go today. We're all very excited, and we have an amazing set of panelists here next to me who can ultimately help you get a better understanding of how we can get ahead in this real estate market. So to get right into it, I'll briefly introduce all of our speakers. Up next, we have Victor Hussein, who has been residing and practicing law in Kitchener-Waterloo since his call for the bar in February of 1995. He is a featured writer of the legal column in the Saturday Home section of the Waterloo Region Record, and he's also the host of the Legal Minute and Talking Real Estate with Victor Hussein on News 570. Victor has presented in many seminars, being a featured speaker for numerous banks, for first-time home buyers, and the KW Real Estate Board. And then the Victor Hussein Real Estate Office is exclusively practicing with residential real estate law. So I'll now call up Victor Hussein to teach us a little bit more about how you can best protect your investment.
Good evening, everybody. So I will be speaking about title insurance and title fraud. I know what you're thinking, insurance, boring. You're right, it is boring, but it is important as well, and I hope by the time I'm done, you'll see why it's important. So let's get on with it. This is the agenda. It's a tall agenda, but it's really, I'm going to zip right through it, so don't worry, I'll be fast. So I'll talk about what is title insurance, types of them, what does it cover. I'm going to discuss what it doesn't cover. I'm going to discuss something called the increased policy amount endorsement. That's kind of important. So I'll slow down there a bit. I'll talk about what the cost of title insurance is in case you've never bought a house and you don't have title insurance. You'll be surprised as to how nice that cost is. I'll talk about what title fraud is, what identity theft is. We'll discuss a couple of real cases of fraud, and we'll do some takeaways. So let's get into it. First thing I'll discuss is what is title insurance. Okay, simplified, title insurance protects against losses for issues around title or ownership. That's all it does, okay? Am I pressing the button?
Yeah.
Stop it. There it is. Okay, we're back. Now, I've broken it down into 3 segments. So basically, it covers title issues. So these are issues that when we go to sell a house, we can't sell because there's some kind of defect on the title that wasn't discovered when you bought the house, okay? It also covers off-title issues. Now, these are issues such as you bought the house and you all of a sudden discovered there's an outstanding work permit, or the zoning didn't allow for the duplex that you thought you bought. Covers for those kind of things. And then it also covers what's called transactional issues. Those are more serious issues, like there is no authority to sell the house, or that there has been a fraud on your property and it's been sold from underneath you. And I'll get to that in the next few slides. Types of insurance that there are commercial insurance as well for, God, I'm doing it again, stop it. What did I hit there? Oh, I went too far now. That's Humberto's. There you go. I'm there. Hang on. All right. I'm going to put this down here. Okay. So there's also commercial title insurance for commercial properties and businesses, but I'm not covering that today. I'm just doing residential. So there's 3 types of residential policies. There's the residential homeowner policy. That's the policy you get when you actually buy the home. It's bought at the same time by your lawyer, and it's all covered at the same time. There's also the residential loan policy, which covers a lender. Now, these days, all lenders want title insurance. So if you are getting a mortgage, your lender's going to want it for them for sure. And then it's your choice if you want it for yourself as well. Now, I do get questions asked that, so if my lender has it, why do I need it? Because that policy, the lender policy, only covers the lender. So if there's a fraud of some sort, the lender is only protected. You're not. You still have the work order, you still have the permit, but the lender is safe. That's why you need to get your own, because then the policy will cover you to fix the outstanding work order or whatever the issue is. And then finally, there's the existing homeowner policy. So if any of you guys have a home and you don't have an insurance policy, title insurance policy, you can still get one after the fact. Here we go. Okay, so what does title insurance cover? covers a lot of things, but I decided to just pick on a few things that, sort of come back more regularly. One of them is fraud, and I'll get to that eventually. But for now, fraud is where someone fraudulently takes a mortgage out on your house or actually manages to sell the house from underneath you, pretending to be you. But I'll get to more details later on. Unpaid taxes. So you buy a house, the seller didn't pay his property taxes. Legally speaking, those taxes belong to the property. They don't belong to the owner. So that becomes a lien and you have to pay those property taxes. In the good old days, you had to hire a lawyer and chase these people and sue them, et cetera, et cetera. Now, title insurance pays those taxes if you have it, and then they will chase the sellers because insurance companies never pay and not collect back. So they will sue the sellers. Renovations that didn't have permits, again, I touched on that. It covers things like that, covers outstanding work orders. Encroachments are things, for example, let's say you bought the house and it's discovered that half your garage is actually on the neighbor's lot. Title insurance will help you through that, fix it one way, either buy the neighboring property's strip of land or move the garage to a different place, that sort of thing. Whichever is the cheapest for the insurance company, that's what they'll do. And then liens for unpaid work. So you bought a house and there was a new swimming pool and you're just loving it till you realize that the seller never paid the pool company. Again, the pool company has a right to put the lien on the house that they worked on. So the lien goes on your house, but again, title insurance will cover things that are unpaid liens, etc. And there's a lot more, but if I continue, I'm going to bore the heck out of you, so I won't do it. All right. Now, what's not covered? Because it kind of does matter. Title insurance is different from home insurance. People get that sometimes confused. Home insurance will protect you for damage on the property, theft, somebody slips and falls and hurts themselves. It covers all of that. It also doesn't cover anything that you've done. So if you built that garage and got on the neighbor's property, it won't protect you there. Or if you put in the pool and didn't pay the company and there's a lien, it won't protect you there either. All right. Now, what is the increased policy amount endorsement? That's an extra that you can buy on a title insurance policy. And what it does is it covers the increased value in your house from the time you bought it. So if you buy a house today for 500 and 10 years from now it's worth 2 million, if you don't get this endorsement, the policy won't cover you for the 2 million loss that you suffered back up that it covers for what you bought for here. So it's a really good endorsement. Now, how much does all this cost? This is a today price of title insurance for a resale home you buy in Ontario. Purchase price $500,000. Cost of the homeowner policy is $256,000. That endorsement that I was just talking about, where it pays for the increased value of the house, is only $50 more. So total purchase price is $308,000. What they're hiding on that slide, though, is HST. So the actual purchase price is $348,000. Now, the best part about this is that $348,000 you don't pay annually like you do with car insurance or home insurance. It's a one-time $348,000, and you can own this house for 20 years. The insurance is still going to be there. Now, I'm going to race through a bit because I'm running out of time. Fraud cases. This is why fraud is important. Title insurance. Title insurance covers for these sort of things. 2022, $530 million worth of claims were made for fraud on properties. That is an increase from 40 in 2021. And I've already know that 2023 is even higher already. The title insurance company I worked with in 2021, 2022 faced 100 fraud claims. So it's serious. So title fraud is when someone steals your identity and allows them to sell the property or apply for a mortgage and put it on your property. They take the mortgage money and they take off. Here's a real case example. This fine gentleman did 2 fraudulent mortgages on 2 separate properties. You see on the first left-hand side, he's got his face. However, the credentials are the owner's credentials of the property he put a mortgage on. He did it again the second time with the other picture and the other credentials. They did catch this guy, so that's all a happy ending. Basically, what he does is he pretends to be the owner, has the credentials, goes to a bank, gets a line of credit, but not a maximum line of credit, half the value. Less checks, less balances, less eyebrows being raised. Goes to a lawyer, gets the mortgage registered on title or the line of credit registered on title. As soon as it's registered, pulls out the money and takes off. And then the owner has his house stolen right there. The other example, and I'm racing through it because I'm running out of time, is again a true story. A foreign non-resident bought a property all cash, and it was all cash because he couldn't get a mortgage. He takes off. That place is rented with a property management company. That very same year in the fall, the property was sold for $2.2 million to an innocent buyer who had a huge mortgage on the property. The only way the non-resident found out is his realtor friend called him and said, "Why did you sell it without me?" And he said, "I didn't sell it," and blah, blah. It's now in court because both parties had title insurance, and title insurance are fighting, saying, "No, you're responsible, you're responsible." But the seller may have lost a house, but he is covered by title insurance, so he will be protected. And the buyer is living in a house that he may not even own. And finally, with all the negativity, I've got some happy news. Everybody gets home insurance, and that's a good thing because, yeah, if your place burns down, you want something to replace it. Title insurance is absolutely important, especially with all the fraud that's going on. And given the cost is a one-time premium, it's an incredible necessary. I refuse to act for any client that says they don't want title insurance for themselves. The banks insist on it, so that's okay. But I don't think I'm doing a fair job if I let a client get away with not buying title insurance. And that, my friends, is it. Thank you so much.